very distinguished Toastmasters and leaders here, and greetings to you. Thank you for being here today. So I think we're a bit late, so I'm just going to start into my speech. Okay? Right? All right. So have you ever heard this question? If you were a superhero, what would be your superpower? I think most of us in Toastmasters have heard some variation of that question. And if you've been in table topic sessions, right? Most of us didn't take that question seriously though, more as a jest or just to amuse ourselves and others. But the truth is, while we may not be a superhero, we do have a superpower. Our gift is our superpower. The unique gift that God has given specifically for us is our superpower. We can solve many, if not all of our problems with our gift, with our superpower. The problem is most of us have no idea what our gift is or have a misunderstanding about this gift. We often talk about life purpose and get on the quest of finding our life purpose, but we rarely talk about our gift or about finding our gift. Fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to talk to you about what gift is and the importance of knowing and using our gift to the fullest. Last Sunday at my division contest, 2 out of 6 contestants gave speeches about suicide. Out of all the topics that they could have talked about, 1/3 was about suicide. It shows that suicide happens more often than we realize, right? Based on the 2016 WHO statistics on world suicide rates, and remember this was 5 years ago, this was the latest data I could find, 800,000 deaths were caused by suicide. This means that every 40 seconds, one person died of suicide. This is a staggering statistics, isn't it? I'm sure it's even higher now because of COVID. Now, my focus is not so much on the suicide rate, but rather on what this really means. More and more people are suffering from mental health disorders like depression, anxiety, dissociations, and many others, as well as life-threatening diseases such as cancer, heart attacks, diabetes. And all this happen when there's more wealth and resources than ever before in our world. Being a life coach, I specialize in emotional healing. I'm very familiar with the root causes of these problems. Mainly, they are loneliness, feeling not good enough, feeling unworthy, not having choice, not mattering, which all lead to feeling of hopelessness. And if you look deeper into the reasons for suicide, often it was caused by hopelessness. At some point, the victims must have felt that there was nothing they could do to change the situation they're in, no solution for their situation, hopeless about changing people's perception of them, shame, etc. And they don't think they have the power to change any of that. These feelings, they happen more often than you imagine. I know, because I experienced them too. When you look at me, you may see someone who's well put together, competent, capable, intelligent, and maybe even somewhat attractive, at least 20 years ago. But between public appearances behind closed doors, I often felt lost, lacking purpose, no direction, empty. It's only due to my experience, knowledge, and trainings that I managed to stay alive and function well enough when I needed to. The battle was constant, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It's very exhausting, until I got to the point where I was very sick and tired of being very tired of my. Finally, I prayed to God because I couldn't do anything on my own anymore. There's nothing I could do. My prayer was answered quite quickly. And the answer I got changed my life drastically. And this is what I would like to share with all of you today, because I believe this knowledge is so important and could be life-changing, and it could heal our world. I'm sure you want to know the answer, right? Okay, this is the story. About a month ago, I took a coach friend of mine, Leng, to a birthday lunch at my favorite Japanese restaurant in Ubud called Kagemusha. We had a lovely meal and a lively conversation. After Lang left, and as I was getting ready to leave myself, suddenly this lone middle-aged white guy with grayish hair sitting across the aisle from me spoke to me. Hey, sorry, I couldn't help listening to your conversation. What do you do? So I give him my elevator's pitch about being a life coach, secretly hoping maybe he would need coaching from me. He nodded. And then as I got up and started to leave, and on passing his table, he spoke again. Would you like to sit down and chat with me for a bit? I looked at him, thinking, he seemed nice enough. And since I was already out, maybe I thought this was my day to meet new people. So I sat down. We introduced ourselves. And that's how I met Thomas from Sweden. His answer to my question lasted for about an hour. He talked, and I listened. Normally, I wouldn't sit and listen to someone talking nonstop about themselves for more than 10 minutes. But he kept me at the edge of my seat. So this was Thomas' story. One day, when he was about 10 years old, about 50 years ago, Thomas was in downtown Stockholm, Sweden, when he saw a large crowd gathering around the street salesman who was speaking through a loudspeaker. Curious, he squeezed through the crowd to the front row. So the salesman was talking to the crowd, demonstrating how to use a magic mop, the magic mop that could wipe any dirt seconds. And then afterward, when you squeeze it, it becomes clean again. The audience were riveted, their attention fully captured by the showman salesman. And then when the showman ended his show, he told the audience, he said, he only had a few mops left. And if they bought then, they would get 2 for the price of 1. The audience went crazy, shuffling, pushing, and waving their money above their heads, trying to be the first to get to the salesman, not wanting to miss out on getting the magic mop. Little Thomas watched it all, mesmerized, in complete awe, as the showman was getting so much attention, stuffing so much money. People gave him into a large biscuit tin box that it overflowed. The money overflowed. Impressed, Thomas said to himself, that's what I want to do when I grow up. Fast forward 8 years. He had just finished high school and had a few months to kill before he had to attend university. A few friends invited him to come along to holiday in Malibu, California. He thought, why not? He got time, so he went. And on the weekend, just a couple of days after he arrived, as he was strolling down Malibu Beach, he saw a large gathering on the street, around the street. And as he drew near and able to see the salesman, he couldn't believe his eyes. It was the same showman from Stockholm 10 years before, selling, you guessed it, the magic mop. He remembered his childhood dream and then found he still wanted to be like that salesman. So he went to the salesman and asked in Swedish, would you teach me how to do this? I really want to do this. The salesman said yes. And so Thomas learned and became very good at it. It was very easy and natural for him to do. He ended up staying in California when his friends went back to Sweden to continue selling magic mops for a few more years. And later he bought other things that he could sell easily. Eventually, he started his own shopping TV show, selling on TV, and he made millions and millions of dollars. He never went to university and never went to live in Sweden again. So there's a lot of story in this, but what struck me hard was, wow, this is what knowing your gift looked like. Thomas even said to himself, I found my gift. My gift is selling special items. He can convince people easily. I never thought that a gift could be so simple. I used to think that a gift is something more special, something more important, more extraordinary. But I knew Thomas was right. He recognized his gift, and that gift has served him well. I could not stop thinking about the gift. And then a week later, I was having a bad day. I felt lost, directionless, restless, unmotivated. And even though I had a lot of things to do, but I just didn't feel like doing it. I still couldn't understand. I mean, this happened quite a lot because I have a great job. I love what I do, and I'm very good at what I do. But how come I was not inspired or wanting to do more with it or about it? So that day I was just cruising YouTube aimlessly, and when a recommendation caught my eyes. The title had the word gift in it by Steve Harvey, the Black American comedian notoriously known for his snafu with Miss Universe some years back. I was picked, so I clicked this 5-minute video and watched it. And oh my God, everything he said resonated so well with my spirituality. He talked about how God worked with him all the way. And it was presented in a very practical, colloquial way, using very simple everyday language. And Steve Harvey was very real, not trying to put on air. And he was not a pastor or preacher, just a regular person. He's funny and he's relatable. So I watched a few more of his videos, then learned that he got a book called Act Like Success, Think Like Success. I went out and bought it. In this book, he shared about his life journey, where he came from, and there were a lot of hardships, failings, and mistakes in his life. And most importantly, he talked about a gift in a way that I've never heard before. He said that a gift is something, the one thing that you do your best with the least amount of effort. A gift is that one single unique thing that God gave only to you. So it's entirely yours. It's with you all the time. And this gift, your gift, is not related to your job, vocation, talent, or even your passion. I kept thinking and thinking about this and trying to understand what this really means. If I'm the only one with that gift, it means that I am special, and each of us is special because each of us has one special gift that no one else has. It made me think about my past. I often envied other people. I was plagued with the feeling that, or the thinking also, that I was not good enough. I give up when things are too hard, thinking, what's the point of trying if I couldn't do things well, or if there's someone else who already does it better than me? But understanding that this gift is something that is uniquely mine, which means that I have no competitor for this one gift, and there was no other one who's going to be better with this gift than me. But first, I need to know what the gift is. So I start doing the process of figuring out what my gift is. I asked myself, what is the one thing that I do at my absolute best with the least amount of effort? I start with something that I knew was easy for me, learning languages. I can learn languages very easily and very quickly. Usually within 3 months, I could speak the language. I speak 7 languages, yet none of them really sparked me. I was never interested in the direction of languages. Surely it was a gift. I would do more with it. I was not interested in translating, interpreting, and none of that. So I continued thinking, if I know languages, if I'm good at languages, what would I do with them? I was back to what I was thinking, like, okay, languages is something that I learn very, very easily, yet it doesn't feel like a gift. So what does learning language give me? I could talk to people from different languages, different countries, different cultures, which means I potentially could connect with more people. And what does that mean? I like talking to people, listening to people, and being interested in people's stories. It comes very naturally for me. I don't get bored. I always want to know more about people. And as a matter of fact, I can start a conversation with anybody, anywhere, anytime. Since it was easy for me, sometimes I got impatient when people couldn't do it as easily as I do, despite being shown how to do it. So now it's about listening to people's stories. Usually while I'm listening to people, I'm already in the process of identifying potentials, opportunities, and possibilities for them, and sometimes sensing what's special and unique about them. I start to wonder if this would be my gift. Looking back, I could clearly see how my gift had helped me, for example, in organizing events, because I could see the big picture very easily and quickly, and what needs to be there, the plans, the resources, and who would make the best team for this event. Once I get more understanding of this possible gift, I started to feel a sense of calm, relax, as if something has just landed and clicked inside me. And from that moment onwards, my self-doubts, my insecurities, the feeling that I'm not good enough, feeling lost, empty, start to diminish and disappear. Life becomes brimming with possibilities of potentials, ideas, possibilities. I begin to see so many ways I could do with my gift. I could teach people how to find and manifest their gift. I could write books. I could start this topic. The possibilities are endless. So that was my process. Once I know what my gift is, my self-esteem and confidence grew. I quit trying to be like somebody else. I stopped trying, worrying about not being good enough. And most importantly, because my gift comes from God, it becomes my point of connection with God. My relation with God improves, my faith grows, I pray more, I consult God, everything about my gift, and God always responds. And then something very big dawned on me. There are many people who aren't happy with their work, with their relationship, feeling stuck, afraid to move on because they don't believe they're good enough or have what it takes or don't know what to do. People who are lonely, confused, or lost. If these people knew they had a gift and that they matter, they would not give up quite so easily or commit suicide. Knowing their gift and living their gift will heal their life. And when they heal, they will heal the world by stopping to worry about the small things and start dreaming big things. So I'm inviting all of you to start doing the process of finding out what your gift is. Because once you find your gift, things will start to fall into place. Your life will start to make sense for you. So that you know, you're not going to find your gift with one question or in a day. You have to dig deeper, be open to guidance and trust your gut. Start with the question, what is the one thing that you do at your absolutely best with the least amount of effort? I'm very excited about this, and I hope so are you. As Toastmasters, once you know what your gift is, you can easily leverage what you've learned in Toastmasters with your gift. You'll start seeing potentials, opportunities, and possibilities you never saw before. So start looking for your gift. Don't wait. Remember that your purpose is tied to your gift. And when you unlock your gift, you will also unlock your success. Fellow Toastmasters and friends, I would like to close my speech with a poem by Kobe Yamada called Maybe. It is about the endless possibilities in all of us. Have you ever wondered why you were here? You are the only you that has ever been or ever will be. You have so much to offer. Maybe you will invent something that no one has ever seen before. Maybe you will build things that reach high into the sky. Your life is yours. Try as many things as you can. Try to see as many things as you can. Wherever you are, you're going to take your hopes and dreams and never forget it is on journeys that discoveries are made. Maybe you will have others see the beauty in each day, or maybe you would live cheering crowds onto their feet. Do everything with love. Follow your heart and see where it leads you. Maybe you are here to shine a light into places that have been dark for too long. Maybe you will speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Maybe you are here to help in ways that only you can. There will be struggles, there will be fears, and it won't always be easy. At times, it feels very hard, and you might make a mess of things. You may fall down, you may fail, but you will also get up. And you will rise a little stronger, a little taller, because there really is more inside than you know. And this world needs your gifts, your talents, and your big ideas. And maybe you are just getting started, What if you are only scratching the surface of what you can do and who you can be? What if you have talents you haven't decided yet? There is something powerful, even magical about you. You already have everything it takes to do big things. Maybe you have no idea how good you really can be. Maybe you don't know how much you matter. But maybe, just maybe, the world has been waiting for centuries for someone exactly like you with your unique gift. One thing for sure, you are here. And because you are here, anything is possible. Back to you, Toastmaster Arif.